What's up YouTube? Today we're going to talk about 5 minimalist tech life hacks that you can incorporate into your life right now. If that sounds interesting, let's get into the video. Tip number 1 is to go full screen when you're using a desktop PC or a laptop, because when you have multiple windows open, you're never going to be able to focus on just one window and one task, especially if you're using a browser. So by going full screen, you can actually hide the address bar and not get tempted to visit a different site, say go over on YouTube when you're supposed to be reading up on something on Wikipedia or writing an essay on Google Docs or whatnot. This can get especially bad if you're using multiple screens and you always have, say, Spotify open on one screen and then do your work on another screen, and you're always gonna go back to that second screen unless you go full screen on one screen and actually turn off the other screen. So that's a tip I actually got at a Google Digital Wellbeing seminar, and I thought that was quite obvious or something you don't really think about, but thinking about it a little bit, it kind of makes sense that minimizing distraction is just what's done here, and just going full screen is such an easy way to do it, so give it a shot. Second tip is to unsubscribe from email newsletter. This would be the first tip I would give to anyone out there. I just don't get people who get their inbox flooded with different newsletters without even caring about them. So it just becomes such a hassle to go through them, and you might miss out on important email by having 500 newsletters that you didn't read yet. So what I try to do since the start is to always look for the small unsubscribe button at the bottom of each newsletter, which is by law required to be there. So just go down whenever you see something that you might have accidentally signed up for or not really interested in, and remove it straight away. This way you can practice inbox zero, actually just get important email and make sure you never have unread email again. I just don't get people who are alright with being distracted so much and having so much chaos in the inbox. Tip number 3 is to like messages instead of answering. So imagine you're getting a text on Slack, I'll be there at 12 for lunch, meet you there, and you could just think about an appropriate answer, think about which words to use, or you could just go ahead, like the message, the person knows what's going on, and you saved yourself a bunch of time and avoided any awkward interaction, while also stating that you read the message, basically saying okay just by liking that message and making it clear. This should work at Instagram, DMs, Slack, whatever. Tip number 4 is to make one big unfollow or unfriend haul on Instagram or any other social media, where you just go through the list of people you follow and decide on whether you should keep on following that person or channel or account. Because sometimes you just find out that you don't really get anything out of it. You kind of just still subscribe because you were too lazy to unsubscribe, unfollow, didn't have opportunity to do so. But if you do this on a regular basis and keep going through followings that are not that interesting to you, you can really just strip down the amount of content you consume, get more quality content, and overall spend less time on your phone and less time being distracted by things you don't really enjoy. Using this method, I went from about 400 people I follow on Instagram to 250, so I get way less distracting content, things I don't like, I don't really find important anymore. Maybe my interests have changed. And you could also just mute stories or posts of some people if you don't want to be the guy who's not followed anymore, because some people might find out and be hurt in that way. But if it's just celebrities, I would just say make a cut, unfollow, spend less time overall on social media. I saw my screen time going down after I went from 400 followed channels to like 250, and you could try this right now as well. Tip number 5 is to do a desktop or home screen cleanup. That way you have a more organized file structure on your PC or even smartphone. If you just trim down the amount of apps on 1 to 2 screens, maybe you have the most used ones on the first screen, and then put everything else you don't use as much in folders, and similarly on desktop have a folder for resume stuff, photos, documents, receipts, tickets, I don't know. That way it becomes way easier to find stuff and move stuff to a new location. And if you use appropriate names for your files and folders, it will be very easy to find the stuff you're looking for just by using search. That's something you could do right now and be set for years ahead, or just do that whenever you're switching to a new device and make sure everything's in place and clean when you start off. Anyway, these were 5 minimalist tech life hacks that you can incorporate right now. If you like this video, leave it a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and if you have more ideas on new videos or more life hacks, leave them in the comments below. See you all next time.